and pretty much everything Acer Team Strike Cup related. Like, those are the replays we've been giving out in the past. These are the ones we'd love to continue to give out in the future to our subs. But let me just check this off. We get into the next map, and enough talk about subs for the time being. Spawning in the lower right in the semifinals of the Starbow Ladder Cup number 2. It's going to be the Red Terran player, Capri.
And in the top right, as the pink Zerg, it is Deathblood.
I am Capricious.
Capricus.
No survivors. I don't know what that's in reference
God.
to.
Capri.
I feel like we're gonna have to go watch another bad Hercules cartoon to figure this one out.
I'm trying to think. It's actually if it's a Battlestar Galactica thing.
Capricorns.
Because there was Caprica.
Well, I'm a Pisces person. So.
Did you wait? Have you seen? Okay, yeah. No, I'm not wasting my references on you. You have seen Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. We talked before about like the filler and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like how amazing that ending was.
My friend just finished it, and she like tweets at me, and she's like, "What is Starbuck?" we just like tweet back and forth like, I don't know.
Who cares, dude? Katie Sackhoff's a cutie. She can be whatever she wants.
I know. Total lesbian crush.
Actually, I really like to just... We should probably focus on the game. We'll do it in a second, guys. But, like, before we get off the topic of Battlestar Galactica, I really like how a lot of the... Like, Trisha Helfer, by the way, from Battlestar Galactica was Kerrigan for voice acting for Art of the Swarm. I like how all those actors, though, they really got into their roles. Like, whether it was, like, her playing Kerrigan in StarCraft 2, like, she was tweeting about StarCraft nonstop for, like, the duration of the HOTS launch, or whether it was, like, Battlestar Galactica, you would see these actors, like, really get into the roles. And, like, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of my favorite thing. When actors can, like, enjoy the role they're in, it's not just a job. You kind of get that like extra element to it.
It was a pretty big deal for her because she's actually like the I think she's really the only semi-popular like actress, like screen actress. The rest of them I think were well known for voice actors. Who like I guess you can kind of say that voice actors are usually more nerdy. They're more they do the animes, the animu, and they do the video games. But they have like a I guess legit actress who did something so big as she did. That's pretty cool. Anywho. As you said.
Reapers coming out again from Capri. This time, this is not as good of a map for Reapers, I feel. Texas has got those locations where you can jump up, but as we quickly look around Neotel Cross, guys, all of these little thin singular walls, you cannot jump Reapers over them. Yeah. There's actually almost no way to get into the main aside from that little choke, which is really unfortunate. So I'm not sure what he plans to utilize the Reapers for this game.
Hopefully he won't invest a lot into them, like 2, maybe 3, definitely not the charge I would expect. And go into something different. There's certainly a strategy that's very powerful for TVZ on this map, and that is using, as you point out, the helipad and putting tanks up there. So going into that after some light Reaper pressure would be really cool to see.
I mean, like, the problem with last game, too, it wasn't the investment in the amount of Reapers, and it wasn't the investment of the Elite Reaper training, it was just the fact that he got no return for them at all.
Right, well, he got stuck, and if it's even a worse map, where it's more chances of getting stuck, that's why I'd say you don't invest a lot into him, but...
Oh, actually keeps the...
He's not stopping.
Queen gets enraged, she's mad.
You mad, bro?
I would love if they would just make it green for, like, a day. Just like a stupid Hulk joke. Or like for St. Patty's Day. Oh, if they had done that for Starbow, that would have been so cool.
That would have been funny. Oh, April Fool's is coming up. That means that Blizzard's gonna do something.
Oh, do you remember last year's? With
Warhounds.
The Warhounds? Yeah, I hope they do something. Because that was actually really cool to see that happen. For those who missed it last year, by the way, oh god, we should focus on the game. We're talking about like ADD here. But the Blizzard replaced all the workers with Warhounds. So it's still a worker, it's still an SCV, but it just had the model of the Warhound, which was kind of cool. Now these Reapers are going to pick up quite a few lanes here. We see the resources lost gathering up here. We'll get 1 Reaper, might get 2. Queen's hit so hard when enraged.
Yeah, that Reaper would have survived otherwise, but enraging. Pretty good. So he didn't get 5, I believe. He only got 4, which I don't really know if that's that important, but it's a little less anyways.
Well, he also skipped the Elite Reaper training, so this means he can get Stim back a little bit sooner. I'm surprised he hasn't already started it, honestly, because he's got the gas for it, just not the minerals.
He certainly does. Maybe not the cleanest of builds quite yet. Of course, there are enough pro players really playing this to have like builds that are the most effective, clean, I suppose is the best way to put it. So that could be part of it, or just forgotten.
Well, I actually really like this choke here at the front too. Lings are gonna stand no chance against fire bats like this. And last time the reason the fire bats were ineffective was because the choke wasn't up, and that forced him to lift his natural, and he never got the economy he needed to deal with the Mutalisk follow-up. This time, Capri's actually gonna safely sit on 2 bases, and he should not need to lift anytime soon.
We're getting Hydralisk. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I feel like this is less for the Hydralisk and more for the Lurkers to follow it up. Because when you see a Terran player go bio, you almost have to go for Lurkers.
The thing is also, you can go for both, really. I mean, mutas, especially if you don't like invest like a whole ton into them, can be very, very effective. And then you transition into Lurkers. Starting off with Lurkers, you know, last game, it might have been because he scouted it, but maybe Deathblood isn't thinking that. He went for a very fast Psi Vessel. He went for very fast tech, where Psi Vessels, they're really good at, you obviously need them eventually to deal with Lurkers, to see the Lurkers. You need tanks to hold on. Until you get the Psi Vessels.
Irradiate is kind of like the best anti-Zerg thing a Terran player has in their arsenal. Because you can throw it down on a Lurker, you can throw it down on a clump of Mutalisks, I mean...
You can only do it one at a time, though, and you're not going to have... They're going to have 5 Lurkers to your 1 Psi Vessel, like maybe even before you have Irradiate done, actually. So you need tanks to hold on, I'd say. At least that's, you know... It's a lot more dangerous to do what he did last time against a Lurker build than it is against... anything else.
Well, Scan's going down to try and catch his opponent's tech choice. Actually, did he see the Lurker den?
He didn't. He saw... He did?
Actually, yeah. He saw morphing.
Oh, he must have done that with another scan. Cause that scan, he also scanned at the natural, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he did 2 scans.
Okay.
I want to give a big shout out too while this goes on. I'm going to say this name so wrong, but Ulfrithrid.
I like how hard you tried.
What's it? Ulfra the Red. That's what I'm going to call it. Either way, thank you for your sub, man. Thank you for your support. Sub number 48. We're so close to our monthly goal, guys. Anyways, the composition coming out of Deathblood... Oh man, my pop filter keeps falling on my face. It's really annoying. Composition coming out of Deathblood is going to be really good if you can force an engagement. But unfortunately, with Lurkers, unless you've got Dark Swarm, you can't push into a Terran line anytime soon.
Oh, wow. Deathblood completely is going to blindside Capri again. Capri has been scanning nonstop. He has not seen the Spire. He saw the Lurker Den. So he's preparing by getting tanks. As I said, like that's very important that he does. But he doesn't know there's a Spire on the way, and what does he have for anti-air?
This is going to be rough. He is producing a lot of Marines this time, though. And the last time...
Now he is.
Well, I mean, the big problem was last time, he was coming up with, what, 2 Marines at a time when the Mutalisks were already in his base? This time he's already got a pretty nice amount. I mean, I think these Mutalisks will still get damage done, but they won't be the automatic GG like they were last time.
Yeah, for sure. That was worrying, but you're right. He starts Marine production, like, you know, pretty much just in time. Again, he's also going to have, you know, the Psi Vessel, although doesn't have Irradiate. The Mutas do come in, nothing to guard them, buy time for the Marines to come back, so a few SPs will go down. And this is already well worth it, because I don't think he's going to stick with Mutas. He's going to use that Lurker Den eventually, and that's what you usually do anyways. But the fact that he, like...
He's investing in the +1, though. Yeah,
I think you just do that anyways. Because the whole point is that your Mutas are never going to die, or they shouldn't. You don't want them to.
Ideally. Yeah. This is really unfortunate that the turret is going to get up. It's going to go down right away. What I was going to say, though, guys, the nice thing about Starbow is 1-base economy is a lot different than StarCraft 2 1-base economy. So while Capri's been completely kind of pushed away from his main, he's actually not exactly screwed by this. He's still able to produce the amount of units he needs to, and his economy is not in the gutter. But unfortunately, one thing that's worth noting is he, once again, is not overcharging his structures, and this is a huge oversight, I feel.
He has so much energy, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a full energy orbital on both sides, pretty much. And, you know, I understand, like, wanting to save energy for scans, sure, but when you're full energy, you really got to start putting them on the overcharges, so you can just chrono out units. And for those who don't know, there's actually a side benefit. If you put an overcharge on any building, it builds 50% faster. But if you put it on a barracks, it builds 100% faster. So if you're building 4 Marines at a time through reactors and you put an overcharge on them,
nice.
They come out really fast. Oh, no, he's going to use the science vessel, though. Oh, he needed it. It's got the energy necessary for the Irradiate. Unfortunately, now it's not going to be the case, and the tank may go down too. Oh my god! Capri is being picked apart by these Mutalisks, and now there's Lurkers on the front line.
And he lost the tank. He lost every single important unit. He also stopped producing tanks because he was so worried about the Mutas. Now he's getting Marauders, which I don't know, that actually might be effective. I don't know Starbow enough, but...
No, Marauders are kind of garbage units, honestly.
I thought they were, but I didn't want to overstep my boundaries. But, like, tanks!
This is rough, because the Lurkers are not going to be stopped at this point. You cannot engage Lurkers with bio, at least not in such small amounts like this, as they just shred them to bits. But producing Marauders at this point, it's not, He's got a radiate though. Where's the science pistol? I know he made another one. Did you already lose it? No, he's got it.
He might have.
No, he's got it.
Oh, there it is. Okay. He also has, he has radiate, so he can either get rid of one of the lurkers or try and kill the mutas.
It's got to go on the Mutalist. There's just no way you can justify that on the lurkers at this point. But
Right.
I mean, this is a really nice contain setup by Deathblood. There's no ninja third base setup by Capri, and this game is looking really rough.
Why the Marauders? I don't understand. Oh, he gets a really nice radiate off that wasn't detected fast enough.
And he kills a lot of Mutas with the Marines.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice choice right there. It brings them down to 6 as opposed to 10. They will heal up eventually, though.
But the lurkers move in, and this army is completely choked in.
Oh, wow.
Monster kill!
Just the corpses of Terran players remain.
And the tears, the Terran players.
Yeah, Capri looking pretty much dead at this point, guys. So really well played here by Deathblood.
There's the overcharge!
Why now? I just... Ugh. Okay, well... I really like Capri's composition. He tried to make the right moves, guys, but small mistakes here and there really just compiled up way too fast. He's lost everything. The workers have been destroyed here. The lurkers have just killed 55 workers dead at this point. And looks like Deathblood will move on to the finals. So a Zerg versus something.
Well said.
Well, I don't know. We still have yet to cast the other half, so we don't know who's playing the other half yet still.